Hi, I'm Jacqui.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And this is Two Pints of Brew and a Chocolate Crispie, the Crime and Punishment Edition
Series.
Every fucking week! We're like 11 episodes. I think this is episode 12.
Episode 12 already?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just
Time
so
flies.
funny. It's the Christmas one on the 12th.
It is the Christmas
days
one.
of Christmas.
What are we on, the 20th? No. Yes, 20th
yes,
of
it's
December.
the 20th of December today.
Oh, Santa's coming soon.
4 sleeps.
I know,
4
so
sleeps on
excited.
Christmas Eve. That's when Santa comes, because my kids didn't get it. They were like, no, 5 sleeps. I'm like, no, 5 sleeps you wake up and Santa has been. Santa comes in 4 sleeps. You know, because we've got to keep the lie real, so...
Hi, don't be saying that in case a kid listens to us. If they do, then their parents really shouldn't allow them to.
I know, as I was to say, all the effing and jeffing that I slip through, should you really? This is a choice. That's
Are
a
you all
choice.
sorted for Christmas, my lovely?
Yeah, I've got my mum's to wrap. But it's like, I can't...
Hold on a minute. Wrap? Dude, I'm not even that close.
Are you not?
No, I only finished my Christmas shopping the other day.
Oh, but you giving me wrapped stuff? Or is that just like one lot wrapped?
Oh no, I wrapped to deliveries. I just haven't wrapped my own people.
No, I've wrapped.
Like Blood Farm.
I've wrapped. As a matter of fact, Matty's is still at home because I got him a bottle.
Did you get him a bottle? Because
I
can't wait until.
There's like an in-joke between me and, well, not even me, it's me or Caden's
It
fault.
was Caden that started it.
But it's like taken off. And now it's like a joke.
It's a running
And
joke.
Emma's man's like, I jumped to my bare feet with it. It's so like fine.
It was so funny. So we were in a toy shop shopping for a small child, and he walked past something and picked it up, and I was like, "We've already done Livy's Christmas. What you doing?" And he's like chuckling away at himself. So no, he says this is for Nanny Plum,
Which is my nickname.
which is the nickname that Jacqui has got in our household. So if you ever seen Ben and Holly, the cartoon,
Ben and Holly's Kingdom. And Nanny Plum's a bit of an arsehole, so I don't know.
Nanny Plum's ace.
She's acing, but she's a bit sometimes like, I can't be bothered. I've got magic. Why would I bother? And her partner's like, I get it, but like, I'm like, she's a bit of a, she's always like to that old elf, like, what you like? You're a fool.
The best
Give
thing
him a
was,
wand.
the best thing was though, is after Caden had said Jacqui looks like Nanny Plum and we were all laughing about it, you walked into my house the next day with your hair like Nanny Plum. And that's why I burst out laughing and told you about it.
And then
because
the
it was
other
like...
day, I came in with a plum fucking purple dress on. And that made it even worse. What is this?
The best bit was the lifer chuckling about the present.
The lifer.
The lifer. The lifer.
The common law one.
The common law. Wait, he's chuckling about it. So we get in the car, and this thing's like, as we go over a bump or something, and this thing's, your present starts making this noise, and there's a tune coming from it and all sorts. And I could see it grating on him. And we must have, we'd got to like Ellen, so I mean, how many miles? Like 20 miles with this thing going at that. And I was laughing because I was like, it's not so funny. And I was at Pat.
And a little bit, it's like, how's the battery still doing this? Well done.
He found the off button when we got to Ellen.
I bet you he did. What's quite funny is we were having a similar situation. We were wrapping presents, and when I say we were wrapping presents, Chris was wrapping them, I was writing the labels.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
That is it. I literally, he'll be like, who's this for? I'm like, Olivia. Write the label. He wraps it, and then I stick the thing down, and that's it. That's what we do. Because he likes wrapping, and I can't wrap, I gift bag, because I'm like, recycle. Me and Greta are like best chums. Recycle that shit. And I buy gift bags that I like, give them to people, and sometimes I really like it. I'll be like, I'm expecting that back.
Oh, for
And I tell them.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I had a gift bag last about 4 years with my mum. I just kept on giving it back and going, I want it back. And it's ace because you go, I want it back. I just come back with something in it.
Oh, for God's
Just to
sake.
just hand it back to me. I'm like, gift in it. Thank you.
Oh my God, Jacqui.
So anyway,
Jesus Christ.
he was rapping, and then he was like, we got to the end, he's like, and I was like, you've got one more or two for Luna. He's like, okay, and he picked up his fucking thing, and it's this dinosaur. His thing wouldn't shut up. But every time he tried to find the off switch, kept like jolting up. He kept shitting himself. It's like, like it's so to like try and like feel its arse for the demo off. It was so funny.
Callie!
You got fleas.
Did you just say that, Jacqui?
It's like, I am that dirty.
Settle down, pod dog.
It's okay.
Oh,
no, nobody said to get off fucking romantic with me, just you, my dear. Yo!
Her tail's going to start walking in a minute.
I'll pause it if it happens.
So I looked like a complete nutter in my kitchen the other night because I was wrapping my favourite little princess, your daughter.
MC Emma, rapping.
I was wrapping. And I just gave the owl, so you know what it is. It's the owl from Harry Potter. So I just gave it a wee tickle on the nose because, you have to. And things started going off.
The owl.
So I was in my kitchen, like, stroking this owl like a nutter. And it's going, ooh, like this.
You're like loving every minute.
I was loving every minute of it. I thought if anyone's looking in my kitchen window, just do thinking.
It's like, what's she tickling an owl for? It's a euphemism for something else. Giving the owl a right tickle, dirty bitch.
Oh my God, it was just so comical. I'd like to stop and like think to myself, like, really, if anyone sees you right now, you're gonna look like a real bloody weirdo, are you?
Yeah.
But that's I've wrapped yours.
Aww.
All done.
All done and dusted.
Well, apart from my kids. But no, Marty doesn't wrap presents. I have to wrap the presents, but he pours the vodka.
Deal.
Sounds alright, as long as he keeps them flowing.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I had a Coca-Cola the other day, and I was like, I haven't had a Coca-Cola in ages, like a bottle of Coke. Because even when I go to Burger King or McDonald's, and I haven't been to Burger King in ages, but the random McDonald's might have Sprite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I had Coca-Cola the other day, and I was like, this isn't got enough vodka in it for me. No. I just felt like, no, this isn't, this is not acceptable.
Did a shift at the pub, like, Saturday night, right? And this young whippersnapper.
I can't even know what to say.
Whippersnapper.
I'm like, how old are you?
And like, he came in and he's like, oh, can I get a VBL, please? And I was like, that's quite trendy for a young loon.
A what?
A VBL.
What's that?
Vodka, blackcurrant and lemonade. I was like, oh, this is trendy.
I would have been like,
really?
Sir, what the fuck you talking about, sir? What the hell's that?
There is no sirs in that pub, I can assure you.
Listen, mate, geezer, fuckwit. What?
The boy behind me comes in and he says to me, can I get a Morgan's in Iron Brew? Anyway, I've walked away and I've come back and said, sorry, what did you just ask for? And he says, a Morgan's in Iron Brew. And I was like, really? I was like, oh! I was like, oh, sounds rank.
That is a weird. I've never heard of anybody have Morgan's.
I'm gonna have to try. I used to drink Morgan's blackcurrant and Coke. But
I've never.
You know,
I
when
like
you've drunk that
vodka.
though, you've got a layer of sugar on your teeth the next morning. It's awful.
I like vodka, Coke, and lime.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like a lime.
I like a bit of lime in that.
Yeah.
Like a.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, it's quite nice. Quite nice. Anyway, we're totally off topic now because now we're speaking about alcohol.
But it's the season to be merry.
It is.
It's Merry Christmas. Merry. It's the alcoholic's dream holiday. Not that we are. I'm just saying.
Maybe once upon a time, not now.
No, not
Don't
now.
do kids and hangovers.
Oh Christ, no.
Oh God, no.
Oh no. Nay.
What are you doing Christmas Day?
My mother's.
Is Mum cooking?
Funnily enough, no.
What? Oh, really? Who's cooking?
I'm cooking the turkey the night before because I have experience with turkeys.
Oh, jeez.
My mum.
SPB getting on this next.
Listen, right? Here's the
controversial with my heart.
Listen, here is the tea. I once was going to do Christmas when I first moved into the big house. I was like, right, I'll do Christmas. And Pierre mother was like home alone. She was Kevin. So I was like, right, come hither, thither, over the road. I'm cooking. And I got a turkey crown while she's sitting there like, fucking mistake. It's a rookie bitch. Fucking mistake. It's gonna be dry as fuck. No. Nay. I fucking massaged the breasts with the butter. I did all the things. I basted, I timers, I had all the things. And this thing was, I carved it the night before, put it in a dish, covered it with gravy. It was beautiful. It was
chuck it in the micro to heat it up, or
no, back in the oven. back in the oven in the dish
In the gravy?
in the gravy.
Okay.
It actually is like such a... If that's what you want to do, people, cook it the night before and do that, and then you're not fucking about all day with an oven on in your kitchen.
I don't know. I don't cook on Christmas Day.
Well, this is it. She didn't want to cook on Christmas Day either. So my dad was like, well, you could... But she literally went back to my dad and was like, Eddie, I was wrong. It was lovely. It was moist. Sorry, trigger warning. It was moist. And I was like, you chicken. She came in with low expectations, left delighted. So now I'm like, I've got a 4-pound fucking turkey to cook on Christmas Eve.
Oh my god.
To be fair, it's all right. It's just checking and basting it, making sure it's cooked so you'd kill nobody.
See, I can't do it. I can cook you Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Italian food. I can do a 3-course meal. Can I do a Sunday dinner? Can I do a Christmas dinner? No, I can't.
I can rock a Sunday dinner.
Oh,
no.
no.
It's all timings.
My Yorkshire puddings look like scones or scones. I don't know what else they'd be called. But they're not like
no,
drop scones or something.
Yorkshire puddings just look...
Yeah, well, mine look like scones.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. My tatties, potatoes, are normally raw because I haven't figured out my timings.
Just cut them up smaller.
The carrots, a 1-month-old baby would eat it never there. Honestly, I cannot. There was one year. There was one year I was away to do a Sunday dinner, and I had to actually message my mother-in-law and say to her, "Will you write down the times? This is the time I'm starting. Will you write down the timings for me?"
Did it help?
I was the year my Yorkshire puddings were scones, but it helped a little bit.
Enough said,
But
really.
I get distracted in the kitchen.
My issue with it, Sunday roast is it's fine if somebody else is marking it for you. Problem is, once you've like sat cooking it, and sometimes you cook it for about an hour. By the time you're ready to sit down and eat, don't you? You're over it. And like our Aberdeen's like, oh, we're gonna eat it in like 10 minutes. You know, we just spent an hour doing this for 10 minutes. It's like Christmas. You spend a month getting ready for it for a day.
I was saying that today to somebody. I was like, I find this time of year really bloody stressful.
Yeah, I do.
Like, it's intense.
It's like,
it's horrible.
Yeah, you want to make sure nobody's left out. You want to make sure you've got everything
remembered
right.
and
where you're going, what you're doing, what the kids are doing, what the kids are wearing, what time they got to bed, who they're sleeping with.
My lists have lists at the moment of stuff that needs to be done.
Oh yeah, it's like a mind map. It's even lists.
By the way, if he doesn't get back on shore tomorrow, and I'm left with the Christmas dinner, I'm just bringing my turkey. You can cook it.
Fuck right off. Do you know what I would be having? Indian.
Indian's not open on Christmas.
No, get it on Christmas Eve and just heat it up the next day. That's what I would do.
I can't have an Indian on Christmas Day. That's ludicrous.
Such a he do could if you were. Okay, it's either that or they're like, it's up to you. It's got to be like your mum's naan bread that day. Disaster, so darling, so you decide.
Oh, did you see that? Oh
yeah, but you know what? I listened to it back the other day because I was like, right, okay, for context, Emma's mum.
I made a curry the other night.
Was it pucker?
It was pucker. But Mum and Dad came over, and the only thing I asked her to do was sort the naan breads out. So all she had to do was chuck them in the oven. So she did chuck them in the oven, but she chucked them in for about an hour.
They were like ridiculous.
I dropped on the floor and started, and I was like, "What is this?"
It was funny. And then she sent me a video going, "This is what happens when you ask my mother to cook naan bread." It's like banging it on the table, and it's banging, and then it cracked, and then you hear your mum in the background, which I only noticed yesterday when I rewatched it. Emma, you traitor! Died like a traitor to me, fam. I can't tell. Like I've got the illusion that Brenda's a good cook. Like what?
Nobody's got an illusion that Brenda's a good cook.
Cook
I can't.
Like, got a new kitchen. Like what the fuck for?
I said you should have given me 10 grand. I would have sorted my kitchen out because you eat more here than anyone else. I was like, oh my god.
I know.
When I first moved,
just all she needed was a really good fucking toaster because that's how she eats. Things from the toaster.
When I first moved back
Did she listen to this, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry, Brenda.
I think one of our friends might listen as well. So if she doesn't listen, we'll get grassed up anyway.
Shit. Never mind.
But yeah, when we first moved out here, my dad was just beside himself with happiness because he's like, what are you cooking? Like, what is for tea tonight? And I'm like, and he's like, oh, well, we've got room for one more. And it's like, Mom, nah, it doesn't matter, but you are. I'm coming over. I was like, really?
Dad, she didn't eat it fast herself. She's got a cracker and some cheese. She's happy.
I go around there sometimes and say, Mum, you got anything for lunch? I've got crackers, cheese,
that's
and
all she eats.
And I'm like,
but it's like
okay.
fancy cheese. It's like normal cheese. Isn't it like cheddar?
I don't know what it is.
Because I'm
like
sure the other day, the last
or something in it.
Yeah, that's okay. That's normal cheese.
No, that's what she uses. Cathedral.
But I thought the last time I was round, which wasn't an eon ago though, it was some crazy fucking cheese.
Oh, she'll
Did it
buy
have
whatever's so
pineapple
special.
in it?
Oh no, I bought her off a delicatessen thing. The counter. I do it with like pineapple in, and I got her another one with like chilies in.
She like it?
Yeah, she loves all that stuff, doesn't she? She laps it up. She's the vegetarian that's not actually a vegetarian.
I was about to say, because how many times has she had teriyaki pork here?
That's all she does when she eats here. She eats meat all the time here.
What is her problem? She's so fucking lying.
Okay.
She did that on my wedding. I'm a vegetarian. If it's okay, it's a vegetarian option. I'll have the chicken. What the fuck? What?
Then
I'll
she
be
says
that
to me,
drunk I won't notice.
she says to me, I'm a semi-vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian depending on what way the fucking sun has risen in the day.
It depends whatever's cooking. If she's a vegetarian when she's at home because
that's she can't cook.
No, she just cuts up some raw veg and munches on that with a bit of salad dressing over the top of it. If she's at my house, then she's like she gets salmon and chicken and beef. And then the sister, you want to come over for tea tonight? And she says to me, what are you cooking? And I said, I want to do barbecue porch, so I can't resist a bit of pork. It's like, okay, veggie, fire on round then. She's
full of it.
She's absolutely
love
nuts.
you though, Brenda.
Yeah, I do love you, Mum. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
It was hilarious.
She is funny. She's very
that
funny.
naan bread was like a disaster. If you'd got that at a restaurant, you would charge them for your fillings.
Oh my
for the
God,
shattering.
That's all I asked you to do, Mum.
Hey, but it's literally like, normally it's the ones you wet them, you put them in the oven for like 5 minutes. Because it's like a steamy situation.
Yeah.
So was she doing?
Who knows what she was doing.
She just to give it, she was
she didn't. But never mind. Anyway, the curry was nice.
Lovely.
It was lovely.
Lovely.
Very tasty.
I like a bit of curry. It's like one of my favourite things.
Yeah, I did a butter.
Oh.
A butternut chicken.
Butternut chicken?
Butternut chicken curry.
Lovely.
So it's not too hot because the kids eat it.
Mm.
So
I was like, well, it looks like korma.
You see, kormas are too sweet for me.
Yeah.
I've got a thing about sweet foods that aren't just chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Anyway, so, yes. So basically our Christmases consist of...
Eating.
Cooking.
Unwrapping shit.
Wrapping. Family. Friends. Vodka.
Drink, yeah. Going to bed. Having a snooze. Watching whatever's on telly.
Bit of Only Fools and Horses.
Normally we play games on a Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And sometimes that's when I do my birthday.
Yeah. Jacqui's birthday is on Christmas Day because she's like Jesus.
Hi. I have to have a moment. I have to have a special moment.
Yeah, I know. You do have to have a special moment.
But I choose to do... God, you know what? I don't really mind. Like, there was once some dickhead in my life said to me that I should pick another day.
For you like the Queen?
Well, exactly. Imagine if I would tell my mum. I actually celebrate my birthday in the middle of summertime, which was what I was told to do. And I was like, go on, fuck yourself. But now with kids and stuff, what I tend to do is once they've gone to bed on Christmas Eve, I have my birthday then.
Yeah. Because
then it's just like adult time. And it's just, because all it is opening presents. I don't go out, we'll have a drink and play cards and stuff. That's about it. Yeah. I'm not really fussed. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
At 32, which I'll be in 5 days, you kind of are like, I'm birthday dude.
Birthday dude.
I've had enough of them.
Wait until you get to 37.
You birthday dude?
No.
See what I mean? You're just like, once you get kids, I think you just
to be fair, I'm not 37 because I missed out 2020, so I'm actually still 36.
Oh, well, I'm turning 31 again.
I was going to apply to have my birth certificate changed.
I think that we should be allowed, like kink is your
We
body.
should have done it again. Just started 2020 again. Why not?
Yeah, you imagine. And we were there.
I think that would like boost everybody's morale and mental health.
People, it's like, this is our this is our lockdown. This is my fucking 2020.
Yeah. So, anyway, swiftly moving on before we start going doing the depressive lockdown. Let's go doing some other depressiveness in Scotland.
Yes, because obviously, this is the kind of Christmas edition.
It is a Christmas edition, but because we're doing crime and punishment, what I was looking for was actually a case, like, you know, a naughty Santa. Or, you know,
naughty Santa. There is naughty Santas out there if you look hard, I'm sure, on Google Images. Incognito mode. You don't want no one knowing that shit.
Dude, you need to get gripped, man. Get him.
With Santa.
Oh, Jesus. You've been drinking tonight. Maybe I am brew for you, pal.
Sorry.
So, what was that? You've thrown me off, you. Aye, so I was looking for like dodginess happening over the festive period in the northeast of Scotland.
There's probably plenty.
But do you know what? It was mere Jacquies. Like licking stuff, to be honest with you.
Jacquies dressed up as a Sunty has robbed some wife, which
and I was like, I'm just not even going down that route. Anyway, when I was looking up, there was this thing about Scotland had banned Christmas for nearly 400 years.
Because we were thinking about doing it again this year, clearly. Sturgeon was thinking medieval.
Sturgeon hasn't had our chat yet, is she?
Nay, again, nay yet.
It'll be tomorrow, I would imagine. Anyway, so yes, they banned it for 400 years. I was like, I need to find out about this.
It's like, where was that in history, though?
Well, this is it, though. Because I was speaking to you earlier on before we started this, and I was saying to you, when I first started going to work, I never understood why there was a massive emphasis on Boxing Day, because I worked in retail, but when it came to New Year, I had the 2 days off. I had the 1st and the 2nd off, and the shop closed early on the 31st, and everyone just went and partied. Which, you know, days. I was down with. I was 18. I'm not bothered, you know.
You were the one sorting it out.
But I still couldn't understand why the whole thing with Christmas. I was like, you know, it's Christmas, is, you know, family and stuff. So why when they getting Boxing Day off as well? And I've always wondered about that and why there's more emphasis on Hogmanay and that. But now, having read all this,
it makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
Well, as I would say, there are some of the details that are come up that Scottish people will know. Makes sense. And when you were like, well, we actually should have been doing this then, it makes so much sense that we'll now do it when we do it.
Yeah.
Do. It'll make sense when we speak.
Yeah. So I was
not
thinking,
like now when we are speaking shite.
So I was thinking, like, we're going to go right back in time. We're going to tell you a story. A lovely story.
Yeah.
But we're going back before Christ.
BC,
baby, BC.
Before JC.
Oh, Jesus, you did not just do that. Oh,
I did.
Man. So, basically,
I
can see that. Too much sugar for you, Paul. So, anyway, so before Christ, and I think it is quite safe to say, across like your northern hemisphere, there was a massive emphasis on the winter solstice.
Big time.
Like, massive period of time was full of celebrations. Because of it's so cold, so dark, so miserable. And I think once you get to that point, you know it's going to get better. You know it's going to get lighter. Times are going to become easier. Yeah. Because it's not like they had heating.
No. Plus, if you're looking at like religions that were like based in that time, it is about things like they know when times are changing and about the days and the nights. So the winter solstice and then the summer one, where the summer one's where it's like the opposite, is also another big one. Yeah. But yeah, the winter solstice for sure. Like you're saying, it's probably lots of family and community and shit as well.
No, only that, it's like, it must have been tough times. Like, as I said, they had no electric, no heating. So that period of time must have been horrific for them.
Well, they wouldn't have known any better.
No, they wouldn't.
But looking back, it was tough living. It was like hard people for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so this period of time, they would be like, oh, fuck.
It's the end.
It's the end.
I can see a change in the light. Thank the Lord.
So, coming back to Scotland, they also celebrated the winter solstice.
Yeah.
And this is backed up by a Neolithic, I've said that wrong again, haven't I? Neolithic. People in Orkney who in 2700 BC built, now I'm going to say this wrong, a Mayshal.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right, because that sounds quite Gaelic.
Mayshal, that's how I would pronounce it. But basically, a Mayshal is a chambered cairn. So a cairn in Scotland is a man-made pile or stack of stones. And in some cases, they're stacked to create like a room.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, the Mayshal was actually chambered, so there was rooms within it.
Okay.
So it's round,
Mm-hmm.
and you can if you type in Mayshal, Orkney, you can actually get the webcam of it.
That's really cool.
So basically, it's a round cairn, and then there's a corridor which I believe is 14.5 meters long, which goes into an open room,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's smaller rooms off to the side, which it didn't really go into detail, but I'm going to presume that people stayed in there during the dark evenings. Because what happened was 3 weeks before the winter solstice,
Mm-hmm.
so 3 weeks before what we know now as the 21st of December,
Yep.
when the sun sets, it will set, and so it's perfectly aligned with the entrance.
Okay.
So when it fills up the entire back wall, they know
We're on
that
the
in
count.
3 weeks' time, it is going to be the shortest day.
Yeah, the shortest day.
So then they know from that point, it's going to start to get lighter.
Yeah.
And 3 weeks after the 21st,
Yeah.
it will continue to shine down this corridor, and at which point it will start moving away. So it's almost like a massive kind of calendar kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's like a weird like sundial
Sundial,
calendar
aye.
situation.
So,
Yeah, it's
which
really
is quite
amazing.
smart, actually.
Yeah, it is amazing.
So I'm going to guess these chambers were made so that people could stay and keep a watch out, so they would know when the sun was starting to set. And, once it was fully down that corridor, they knew that was the time. They could tell everyone, right, party on. And, crack on with their winter solstice.
Yeah, break out the meat, we're good to go.
Yeah. So that is kind of how it all seems to have started, from what I can tell.
Yeah, pretty much. That was what I picked up on as well.
Yeah. So fast forward now.
Go forward a wee bit, yeah.
Go forward a wee bit to 700 AD, when good old Ragnar. I absolutely love the Vikings. I reckon I was a Viking in a past life. I've got the hair, I've got the eyes.
Oh, my children are fairly Nordic as well. Yeah,
I must have genes from there somewhere.
Must be.
So anyway, they came on the rampage, and so they began to raid Scotland, and they also began to settle. And then with them, they brought their pre-Christian ways, because they were, as I believe, at that point they were all pagan. Is that right?
It was Nordic gods of people like Odin as the All-Father, etc., yeah.
Yeah. So they celebrated the winter solstice, and they called it Jol.
Yeah.
Have I said that right?
I think that's what I
think.
would imagine Nordic would say Jol.
Jol. So this was the pagan feast that they had, and it lasted for 12 days. So it was about feasting, getting together, partying, maybe busting out those,
Things.
Things
are happening.
I just see them as warriors, putting some pleats in there. Have you ever watched the Vikings?
I've started to watch. I got as far as, I think, I have watched it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember how far I got.
I think I'm only into season 4. Have you seen The Last Kingdom?
No, I started watching it. I really need to get into it again.
Yeah, no, it's quite
because it's
good.
arms and legs. Like when I first started watching it, it was like a one series thing, and I was like, eh.
Because it was BBC originally, wasn't
yeah,
it?
and then Netflix took over, and they've got shmoneys.
Oh, aye.
So it kind of looked like,
they wanted if they're paying Harkle all that money. Anyway, so
how the fuck did they get in this?
There is nowhere I can't put Harkle into. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, so yes. So this took off in Scotland, this 12 days of feasting.
Yeah, because imagine if they're settling, they're then like
intermingling.
Like a mingling, yeah, we're like all like becoming one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like,
there was a lot of love there.
Yeah.
So Yule became Yule in Scotland.
Makes sense.
And Yuletide referred to the 12 days of the solstice, which was obviously brought in by the Vikings. And so everyone was having a merry time. And then during that time, and as times moved on, traditions started taking place. Like people were bringing in traditions, making up traditions.
Like it was all like evolving. And
becoming. People were bringing all different ideas to the table, and folk were going away and just loving life.
Loving life, yeah.
Yeah.
Liking it.
So, kind of coming up, so it would have been later than 700 AD, and like probably a lot later. However, how later on, I'm not sure. Like maybe 1200s, I don't know.
We have no idea.
I have no idea. But Christmas Eve in Scotland was not known as Christmas Eve, as we know it now. No. It was called Samhainnacht.
Nacht is night.
The German's okay.
Yeah, you will. Hi.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
So yeah, it was called Samhainnacht. Now, it was called Samhainnacht because of a meal that they made and that they shared with their family, which I think is absolutely revolting, by the way. I never bring this to my house.
Not the camaraderie of it all.
Oh, hell no.
I was about to say, come to my house, but I'll be like, it's not a chocolate donut, beat it, bitch. Take your face and go.
I'd boot your ass on the way out if you brought us into my house. I'm not joking. So it was a meal of oat husks and fine meal.
I think it sounds like a really starchy porridge sounding situation.
It sounds rank. But it was made like several days before Samhainnacht. So what they did was they steeped it in water and left it until it went sour. And then they would take it to whoever's gaff.
So they're turning up with fusty oats.
Fusty food, basically.
Here's some fusty oats.
That means gone off, rotten.
Yeah, like disgusting. Yeah.
So that is what they did on Christmas Eve. I would be spewing on Christmas Day if somebody brought that to my house and I felt I had to eat it. So
I would feel like, is this person really a friend?
Yeah.
Why did they forsaken me like this?
I know, don't like me. And what we know now as Christmas Day, it didn't actually have a name, from what I can tell. I have done a bit of research.
Well, yeah, because let's face it, because Christmas Day, it's a very what am I saying, Christian. It's a Christian concept.
What happened was, on this day, so after you've eaten your fushy food, the next day you get... Now, this blew my mind, right? So, you used to get a first footer.
Oh!
So, this person would likely be a tall, dark stranger or a friend. I'd prefer a friend for this situation.
This is what my dad used to be, the first footer.
Because they had to be tall and dark and a stranger.
Like dark hair
or a
dark
friend.
Whatever, yeah.
And what happens is they're the first person to cross the threshold of your property, and they would bring a gift. So this gift could be whiskey, coal for the fire, salt bread, black buns, which are cakes made out of dried fruit and spices.
Sounds like a Christmassy, cakey sort of thing, yeah.
And other some form of festive food, like a clooty dumpling. Gads. Again. So, just as well I wasn't around in this day and age. I'm not joking. I'd be skinny, man.
I'd be skinny and alone. No fucker would want to visit you. It's like, that brother turns our nose up at Ahanine.
There's just no way.
Aye.
Anyway, a clooty dumpling is basically a dumpling that's made in cloth, isn't it? You boiled in cloth.
Yeah, I think you put in it's like you steep it in it's lots of suet and it's heavy. There's dried fruit that I think has been steeped in brandy, but I think you put brandy in it over time, and you wrap and tie up the cloth, and the cloth holds all the wet, so it keeps it wet, but it's brandy. But yes,
what do you do? Boil it?
I think you boil it in the cloth. Yeah.
God. Oh,
I've never had one, and I've never made one. I've no desire.
No,
it's neither. Like Christmas pudding-esque, but really heavy.
I don't like Christmas pudding anyway. I don't
neither
like things with bits in. Anyway, so
By the way, all my Crispies are as bits, and she eats that just so
I love it. I
you
love a
know.
chocolate crispy. Love it.
but not fruity bits. She means.
No, I don't like fruit. I know. I'll eat fruit, like it's gone out of fashion, but I will not eat dried fusty fruit. And no, it's not happening. Anyway, so as we know it now, first footing actually happens on the 1st of January.
That's how we
And
can.
has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And you will find out later on why that is the case.
Toot sweets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So again, time went on in Scotland and they became a Catholic country.
Yep.
Over to you, Betsy.
We did become a Catholic country, and then things started to get a little bit interesting in terms of why are you laughing? Because I'm like,
Again, I just choked my own brew, I'm sorry.
so Scottish of you and your own brew. Yeah, basically, as Christianity had spread, there was only one type, and it was Catholicism, and it was basically the Pope, things like that. And I think most people that have done history will know that in England, Protestant religion came into place because Henry VIII wanted a divorce.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
No other reason.
That is pretty much. And
wanted
the Pope was like, nay, we don't believe in divorce. He was like, well, fuck you, I'll mark me in church then. That is pretty much the tea for down in England. But in Scotland, it was different. We were still a Catholic country. So the Scottish, then it came, it's kind of like the time that we're going to speak about is called the Reformation of 1560, which then leads on to the banning of Christmas.
Yeah.
So the Scottish Church faced many problems in the 1540s. Senior positions were often taken by nobles or relatives of the monarchy, who were obviously more interested in their income than in the actual religion that they were supposed to be preaching. In contrast, though, parish priests, obviously the little town priests, were really poorly paid. So there was like a major difference. The church was also criticised over the behaviour of some of the churchmen who neglected their duties and misused money. Yeah. So I think that some folk were like, this has got to be an ace gig. I'm got to do sweet effing and get paid a heap of dough. Yeah. And people were clearly not impressed with this. So the Catholic Church discussed reforms, including standards of education and the conduct of parish priests. But attempts at reforms were not successful due to the lack of enthusiasm and support from church leaders and the monarchy. I wonder why.
Aye.
My pennies are going to be stabbed? Nay, nay. Nay, nay, I say. So...
Hear ye. No.
So in 1545, during the reign of Henry VIII, the English had encouraged George Wishart to tour Scotland and preach Protestant ideas. And this was to prove inspiring to the future Protestant leaders like John Knox, who we will speak about again soon. Cardinal Beaton had George Wishart executed and burned at the stake in 1546. Yeah. But
bloody savage.
By now, Beaton was already unpopular with Protestants, so he's pretty much put the nail in his own bloody coffin, to be fair. And in 1546, Beaton himself was murdered by a Protestant in St Andrew's Castle. Because, I mean, if you're going to go, you might as well go scenic. After the Battle of Pinkie...
What? Who makes up these names?
I don't know. I didn't even look it up. In 1547, English garrisons in position along the border distributed English translations of the Bible to local people. So this is quite significant because there's always a detachment between poorer people and the church because the church spoke Latin, read Latin, whereas common people didn't know.
Probably couldn't even read a lot of them.
Yeah.
Let alone Latin.
Yes.
I struggle with Latin.
Yeah. So there was a major disconnect, which I think that people were then heavily reliant on the church. But when somebody comes along and goes, here's an English Bible, surely you know somebody that can read, that'll be able to read it. And therefore you're kind of taking out a middleman, and that's causing a big problem for the church. So in 1557, a group of Scottish lords united to promote the Protestant faith, and they became known as the Lords of the Congregation. This is very Game of Thrones.
Oh.
They were frustrated by Mary of Guise, and I really hope I've pronounced her name right, her actions, and wanted to see some changes. Instances of, well, I don't even know how to say this name. So basically, in Scotland, we then decided that we're going to take any Catholic icons and effigies and burn them and destroy them. So we were like, we were rioting.
We were rioting back in the day, man.
We were done. We were like, we're done. Get your shit and get out. It was like a bad breakup. It was happening. By 1558, in some of the East Coast boroughs, Protestant congregations began to meet and worship using English prayer books for their services. So they were now like getting together and like organising themselves.
Yeah.
So they were encouraged by the fact that the following years of Bloody Mary, as in the former Catholic Queen of England, Elizabeth I, was now the Protestant Queen of England. So she'd converted.
God almighty.
Yeah. During the winter
A lot of conversion was there.
There was a lot. I think a lot of it, we watching the riots, they were probably like, oh. And if you're thinking about it, with the monarchy being said to have been like put on there by God, but they're having to answer to someone in Italy, the Pope.
Yeah.
Then I think they're probably like, actually, I'll just be Protestant, you're all right.
Yeah. I see, yeah. I can understand why they did it, to be fair.
During the winter of 1558 to 59, anonymous notices, known as beggars' summons, were nailed to the doors of many friaries. They demanded that the friars leave as they were rich and ungodly. If they did not, they would be removed. And it was felt that the needs of the poor were greater than those of the church, but were being ignored. This is a statement I'll probably come back to, so remember that.
Okay.
In 1559, Perth and Dundee announced that they were now Protestant towns.
Okay.
Now, John Knox came onto the scene and gave the Protestant cause even greater direction in Scotland.
So he was the Catholic, John Knox,
he was a Catholic. And then he kind of like...
he jumped ship, didn't he?
Yeah, he hopped over to the other side, yeah. So Knox sailed to Leith from France and on the 2nd of May 1559, and he immediately travelled north and started preaching in Dundee and at St John's Kirk in Perth. There, his sermons caused a riot. Religious houses were attacked and their statues and decorations smashed, and Mary of Guise was powerless to stop this movement. They're pretty much doing which people were doing with the statues and everything down in London and England and stuff. Remember, they're smashing all the statues up and they're pulling them down. Pretty much this reminded me on that. It was like, we're done, we've had enough, whatever, pull the shit down. Like, just destroy it all.
But if you look through history, though, you see history constantly repeats itself.
Completely.
Constantly repeats
This just reminded me of that, and I thought it was quite funny. The Protestants took over Stirling, and in July they seized control of Edinburgh, where John Knox became the minister of St Giles. Giles, isn't it? No idea. So, with the death of Mary of Guise, because she popped it in June 1560, R.I.P., there was a political vacuum. There's
a political vacuum. We've got a great big feckin' Dyson down the road.
There was no obvious Catholic leader, because Mary Queen of Scots is in France, because clearly that's the place to be. So the Protestants were able to basically take control.
In fact, the French were Catholics, weren't they?
Yeah, they were Catholics. Yeah. And in July 1560, the Treaty of Edinburgh led to the withdrawal of English and French soldiers and who basically left Scotland to deal with their own affairs. And in August
somewhere warmer.
And in August 1560, the Reformation Parliament accepted the Reformation and brought an end to the Pope's influence over Scotland, and as a result, celebration of Mass, which is a very Catholic thing, was forbidden in Scotland, and now this is the start of us becoming a now Protestant country. Take it away, Ems, take it away.
So, basically, the Catholics were rich.
To sum it up, too long didn't read.
Catholics were rich.
Yep. Misusing
Protestants
money.
were near into that. They weren't nothing extravagant.
I think the people.
or anything.
Yeah, I think the poor people and things were like that were just like, why are we listening to you? Looking like fucking forget it. rebellion. It was a bit like a
A bit of a revolution, was
yeah,
it? Really?
like the French
Yeah.
Revolution a little bit with religion.
But yeah, so basically, like, well, the Protestants obviously frowned anything that was related to the Roman Catholicism, and also that basically, really, like their teachings were being misrepresented.
Yeah, I think that they were, like, when they said things were like, yous are being ungodly, yous aren't serving the poor, you're not doing things like this, and it's like they're probably taking it partially from scripture as well. They're like, this is not what was supposed to be. And you could argue, I mean, like, if, like, look at the Vatican even today, it is minted. Everybody knows the Vatican's, like, loaded.
I went to the Vatican.
How did you get on?
Oh, dinner. I went with a lifer. Says it off. So first of all, I didn't realise you needed to cover up your shoulders. Bloody gross. It's like 38 degrees or something.
Just cover up your shoulders.
Because it's respect, you see. You cover up all your bodily parts unless you're Kim Kardashian. So, so you have to, like, put a shawl on and everything. Anyway, we're doing this tour and you go underneath and that, and there's, like, all these, like, casket thingies. And all the things with all these popes in. And everyone's quiet and everything, and Matty turns around to me and he says, do you care if it happens when a pope dies? And I says, no. I says, fit. And she says, another one poops up. And well, that was the end of me, wasn't it? I was like, really? I was like, why would you tell me a joke? Not appropriate, because I couldn't stop laughing.
Awkward.
And I was like, oh man.
Anyway, that woman.
Yeah, don't go with him to places where you need to compose yourself.
Nanny Plum does not travel well.
So basically, on the back of that, they were like, yous are all going out at Christmas, or you all, sorry, and yous are having parties, and yous are having family, and you're spending all this pennies on gifts and everything. Like, oh no, that's no happening. So basically, they asked, the Protestant Church of Scotland asked the people to not celebrate it. You know, like, look, no, we're frowning upon this, please don't do this. And the Scots were like, fit.
Like now, love a party. Why?
They were like, oh no, we're not talking kindly to this.
Nay.
No, like, you're not telling us what we can and what we can't do in our own homes. And so there was, like, a massive resistance to it. But because there was so much resistance, the Scottish government at the time, because obviously we were independent then.
Yeah, we were ruled differently. I think we had the same. I don't even.
No, we didn't even have the same monarchy
because Mary Queen of Scots was sitting in France. Later, doesn't go well for her. But that's another story.
I will get that in the history season.
Yeah, we do a history season. Christ, that's a lot of work.
So anyway, so because of this, the Scottish government and the church made it illegal. They put it in law. So it was illegal to celebrate or even observe the Yule holiday.
Yeah.
So they were like, no. So what will happen is if you go against us, we will put you in jail. Or we're going to, like, publicly shame you and make you publicly repent.
Yes. And when they say publicly shaming, it's not like a mild thing that you're thinking, that's fine. It's like a big deal. It's a big, huge
well, they didn't have
issue.
TVs then.
No, so but there's even things like, we're speaking about a church at the time that if a man, because obviously women were seen as property of their husbands, so if they went to their parish priest and had said, my wife keeps nagging at me, they would put a headpiece on her with a metal strap and push her tongue down, so she wouldn't be able so they wouldn't be able to talk. So when we're saying like they were having to repent and you were shamed, like, we're talking like, you know, the Game of Thrones moment where she's walking down, like,
and she's butt naked.
Shame, yeah. Like, it's not a pleasant thing we're speaking about. That is
not what I would be all about. I don't think I would like that at all.
No.
Anyway, so yes. So they weren't allowed, so that meant there was no family, no gatherings, no decorations, no feasting, no first footing.
Nothing.
No,
you weren't even allowed to break Yule bread. Forget it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
So the kirks, the churches, threatened to excommunicate anybody that
Which
was
is
caught
weird, because
celebrating
you're
it.
sitting thinking, I thought excommunication was a Catholic thing. This is what threw me when I was looking this stuff up, but it's not.
And I think it's just a universal word for get him.
Get out,
Get him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there was a trial held for 5 people who were caught celebrating. Now, I can't find anything on this.
No, I looked up. I literally found the same as you, just 5 people.
Just that they were caught celebrating.
Yep.
There was 5 people. They were put on trial, and then they were all forced to repent. That is literally, and that came off the Scottish. Oh my God, it's gone. The National Scottish Heritage Site or something like that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But when I went to go and look into it to see if I could get any more information, I couldn't find anything.
No, me neither.
At all. So, never to be put down the Scottish. They were like, right, okay, that's fine. No bother. We won't celebrate Christmas. What we'll do is we will, yes, another day, a week later, we'll call it Hogmanay.
And we'll have a right good gathering then instead.
Oh, yeah, good gathering. We'll get drunk.
And it's got nothing to do with religion, because
No.
it's about the new year.
New Year, exactly. And we'll have first foot in.
Because
And
that's
we
what
will
we
bring
know.
gifts.
Yes, because that's what we know it is now.
Exactly. So, Christmas basically became
Hogmanay.
Hogmanay.
Yeah.
And there was nothing they could do about it. I was like,
Sweet,
if I ever
sweet
thought that
nothing.
up, I would be like, I would want to be in their camp.
Aye.
I'd be like, smart mom.
Smart. Cookie.
Smart. Might have been a woman.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
woman.
it
Well,
sounds
it might
like
have been
a
a
lady.
woman that whispered to her husband's lug and was like, yo, you can, we could just do it
push it
on the
away.
very first.
But fine. Nobody will notice.
Nobody will care. On
So,
you.
yeah, so this is how it all came about.
Yes.
So, in 1712, so that was in 1640, it came into law. So
Yep.
in 1712, the Scottish Parliament revoked the ban.
Whoop.
But the church was absolutely still 100% no.
No.
No. You will still be excommunicated. You will still be made.
This must have been when church and state was separate at this point then. In
Yes.
1712. So church and state are separate. So the state are like, defeat you win. And the church are like, no, you're fucking winner.
It's like, who really ruled the roost there, man? Do you know
It
what
would
I
have been
mean?
a hard slog, I imagine.
But people were terrified. They must have been absolutely terrified because they still wouldn't celebrate it.
Well, you're thinking that the church and like we look at religious freedom is like a big thing here. We have religious freedom now, but back in the day, like it was probably like your whole community was based around a church, and attending a church was part of a church. So yeah, you're losing your whole community by not being part of it.
So people were just terrified. So with all that fear behind them, people just didn't go back to decorating their houses at Christmas.
And baking and having people around.
Having all that. They just stuck to Hogmanay. And it wasn't until now I have it that Santa or Saint Nick, because it's only the Scottish that call him Santa.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I heard that there was Santa is there's bits and pieces throughout culturally that's throughout, because I knew before we started doing this that like the Nordic region had an idea of Santa, and it was like Odin, he was in green and that he presented gifts and the whole thing. But then there's like a German thing as well, and then there's you said Turkish the other day.
So there's a place that is now modern day Turkey, which was called Myra, I want to say. And there was the Saint Nicholas his name was, and basically he was minted, and he basically spent all his money on the poor and gifting and like looking after them. And I'm gonna go and guess he was an all man, can beard and all the rest of it. And that kind of then went to America.
Yes.
But it must have been later on, because how old is America?
Well, the Puritans in 1659, they banned Christmas over in America,
That was
Massachusetts,
wasn't it?
which is one of the first settling states, because that's like New England. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
the settler states.
Because this guy over in what's now Turkey, I think that was 220 AD that he was on the go.
Well, I don't know. America's like, I'm sure it's
But
like
America must have been 1800s.
Yeah, it's
That's
something like
the St. Nicholas
17,
kind of thing.
1600s.
But
yeah.
I never looked into the Nordic countries, and I never looked into Germany. I know what I always believe Christmas trees were Nordic. They're not.
Yeah, no.
They're German, apparently.
Yeah.
Came from Germany. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's about taking them in, and it's about you take them into house woodland spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all very pagan.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Pod Dog in before she actually comes.
Because it is.
Come in.
It's becoming a bit like do not enter zombies inside. Like scratching at the door.
Scratching at the door. So the first writings of a Santa Claus idea is actually from a newspaper in Wick.
Okay.
And that's from 1852.
Wow.
And I can't remember what the name of the newspaper was. I'd have to find that out. Where a little boy was being interviewed about like that Yule, basically. And it was at that point he said that he put stockings up beside his fireplace. And then Santa Claus or Santa comes and puts presents in his stockings.
Aww.
So at some point Santa must have become a thing round about the late 1800s.
It's a whole thing. It makes you wonder where it has come from, because there's so many, like you're saying, there's so many ties. It's funny how culturally there's certain things where it transpires across many different cultures, and Santa's one of them.
Yeah.
And like an origin story and where we think it's from. So it's quite funny.
Yeah, I know. And Christmas is almost, apart from like your individual countries' cultures and traditions, it's almost become a universal thing with the Christmas tree, the Santa Claus of some description.
Yeah, that is like how it is.
Yeah, it's like a universal thing nowadays. Sorry.
No, carry
on.
No, carry on.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
I was going to say, it's funny though, because the whole thing with Santa being red is because of Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
It's nothing to do. It's nothing to do. He was always green.
If you look at paintings of St. Nicholas or Santa Claus, that's the blooming kitten now trying to get in. It's like the dog's in, so you're going to let us in.
Not yet, cat.
So if you look at paintings of Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, whatever you want to call him, from the UK, he's actually wearing a robe. And in some pictures it's purple, in some pictures it's green, and various different colours, but it's always like a robe.
Purple's like as like a really like royal sort of thing. So totally. It's not red. Red is a Coca-Cola thing.
Then I was kind of thrown with this Santa thing.
Okay.
Because of that article from 1852, that must have come in somewhere on Christmas as we know it now. But
so wait, saying if they're publishing it, it doesn't sound like this is like an exclusive. This loon's got us a random money going. It must be him speaking about a tradition that's already established.
Yeah, but Christmas Day, as in 25th of December, wasn't a public holiday in Scotland at all. People went to work.
Yeah.
They still went to work. And that was until after the war. It was 1958.
Yeah.
It became an official public holiday. So, but I can't seem to find any real information or solid information, because obviously you get blogs and stuff, but I don't try not to take information from blogs because you don't always...
there's sources.
I don't always know where that info's coming from. So, but so I'm like, I can't quite understand when it changed to adopt a more modern day. So I'm at a loss. I spoke to a guy in the pub on Sunday because he was like, well, what's your podcast on this week? And I told him, and he says, oh, so he's the same, well, he's a bit younger than me actually, he's 35, and he's, my granddad used to speak about going to work on Christmas Day, like they didn't celebrate it, but they had Christmas on Hogmanay basically. And that, so his granddad must have been around in the 40s. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so probably about like 30s, 40s.
Aye, so like
So maybe
you're
it
saying,
still
that
wasn't
makes
a
sense.
thing.
Yeah, because 1958 before it was a holiday, so
Yeah.
likelihood is, yeah.
So,
and even then, depending on where you're working, you still are expected to work Christmas,
yeah.
but yeah.
And Boxing Day, as we know it today, wasn't an official public holiday in Scotland until 1974.
That's crazy.
It's not that long ago.
So it's saying my parents were kicking about, so was yours.
Yeah. My mum was living her best life.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting. It's an odd one for there to be. Do you know what threw me was that the ban was placed on by the church for something that's happening in Christmas. And you're like, the church has banned Christmas just because it was like, this isn't how it's supposed to be.
Aye, instead of giving guidance,
they're just like, you're not getting to do
they're
it.
just not getting to do it at all. Yeah, it was quite like harsh, really, to be fair. They could have just gone in and said, look, we think you're getting a wee bit too merry and carried away with this, so we think maybe you can put maybe a wreath on the door, have a meal on Christmas Day, you know.
Call it a day.
Yeah, call it a day at that, one present each or something. Let's not just go overboard here.
Yeah, because the meaning of it for Christians is obviously the birth of Jesus and the whole thing. But it's quite funny as well that we speak about what days people celebrate it, because even in some other countries, they don't celebrate things on the 25th.
No, but now I briefly read over this.
One of my friends got married on the 25th of December in Poland, and she was like, well, but we don't have Christmas.
Is it not 6th of December?
It's something crazy. I think in Sweden it's the 20th. They celebrate the 24th. They go to church and they do everything on the 24th.
But is that not to do with the 12 days?
Don't know. Probably.
Because if you look at a lot of the different religions, and like you're saying, different cultures, different countries, it's celebrations happen on different days, but it's all within that 12 days.
Which is funny, because this is actually quite funny. It comes back to my mum. Somebody had spoken about when do you put your tree up, and my mum went, no, 12 days before and 12 days after. That's the rule. And I was always like, what the fuck, she's pulling this out of there, sorry.
So did you not know that? It's meant to be good luck.
Yeah, she said that was when you do it. You don't put your tree up beforehand, and you can take it down or whenever you want, but you're supposed to, the latest you can take it down is 12 days after.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that it's like 12 and 12.
Yeah.
12 days.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. It's just quite funny, because I always was like...
It works in 12s.
Yeah, because this woman says don't cut your nails on Sunday because it's bad luck and you can't do it. So we would just like Dark, listen to her, really. So like when you said 12 days... Honestly, she comes up with some shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Because some people are like, you can't cut your nails on a day ending with...
See if you say why.
No, it's like a weekday. You should always do them at the weekend. She was like, you can't cut them on a Sunday, it's bad luck, so you're doing it Saturday. It's odd. But she would be like, you can cut your nails any day, but no Sunday, it's bad luck.
Jesus.
And I don't know where that...
I've heard a lot.
The only person I heard of it was her. Chris was cutting his nails one day. She's like, what the fuck you doing? So cutting my nails? Not in this house, you ain't. It's a Sunday. He's like, what? Just some weird shit my mum comes over with. I'm sure it's crap. But yeah, 12 days before, 12 days after with the tree. Because all these psychopaths putting up an end in November. I'm like, nay.
I try and do mine on the 12th.
Yeah, I do. We do ours
12th.
after the 5th. As long as it's after the 5th, 'cause that's my dad's birthday.
But then I tend to take mine down.
I like, fucking Christmas is done. It's gone.
Know, but then Caden's birthday's the 1st of January.
Yeah, you're quick to get it done.
So we're quite quick to get it. It might not matter so much now he's getting older.
I bet.
But when he was younger, we liked to make the distinction between the Christmas and his birthday. So we used to take the Christmas tree down on the 31st. I like to take it down
so that my house is back to normal.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm done. Tinsel
that
gone.
That tree's not lasting, man. Look at it. It's drooping. It's got brewer's droop. The shape of it. I'm not impressed with that. No, I'm not impressed with that at all. But never mind.
But that is the tea about Scotland and why we like a dram in Hogmanay, because we weren't allowed to do it in Christmas.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically. That's the top and tail of it. It just blew my mind. I had no idea about it.
Neither did I. That's what I'm saying. What in the 400 years, and this isn't in history in school? Talking what?
So
never
the
heard of
crime
that.
was celebrating Christmas.
It was illegal. That was the crime.
Illegal.
And you were going to get slapped about by the local priest if you got busted and then chucked out.
That was your punishment.
Totes.
So I think I've hit it on the nail there. Crime and punishment.
Crime and punishment.
There we go.
Because we are not, what are we doing?
What do you mean, what are we doing?
Because we're ending crime and punishment now, are we?
Yes.
This is the last crime and punishment podcast from us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Because this is not the last podcast for this year.
Yeah, no, it is. That's
done.
Just dawned on me, actually.
Where have you been?
I don't know. Wrapping your kids' presents. Playing with toys. No, you're right enough. So, although we've really enjoyed this, though, haven't we?
We have. It's been really good and really interesting, and we've had some really funny moments.
Yeah, and we've done some random stuff as well.
like Randonautica.
I think we need to throw one of those back in, though. I think that'll be funny at night time.
A nighttime one. I'll do it nighttime in the summer.
Oh, shut the front door.
You shut the front door.
Scaredy cat.
It's just you. It was like I'm gonna drive to Fraserburgh and then download it on a fucking fucking flipper phone because I can't cope.
Yeah, I'm like being sensible, man.
Hark! It's me. I'm being sensible. In the summer months, we can go sightseeing in the dark, doing whatever the fuck you want with Randonautica. You're like, no, it's going to be like pitch black.
It'll be funny.
It would be hilarious.
It would be absolutely hilarious.
But
I think we should video it and chuck it on YouTube.
You would hate to hate wellies or something on.
I've got wellies.
Well, because you never were not prepared the last time.
No, because I didn't think we'd be going off-road without a car.
You watch the fucking stuff on YouTube.
I know. Go away. Yes.
Featuring Caden. The remix.
He does it every week.
Every week. We gave him
Iron Brew and chocolate Crispies to make him go away.
Again, we gave him substance.
I know.
And he still came back. But no,
monkey.
we are leaving the crime and punishment situation. But we've made so many good peeps. And we're going on a different journey, which I'm hoping that you guys will come with us. But this, obviously, we do series, and the series is finished. So we've done 12 episodes of this one.
Yeah. So, seeing as it's a new year, we're going for new life. So, we're going to start with birth. Pregnancy and birth, the startings of life.
The literally new life, like literal new life. We're not going to speak about like our New Year's resolution is to lose weight, come on a journey. We're not doing that, no. New life, as in babies.
Yeah. Like how it all begins. And how it all begun.
Yeah, because obviously
we're
both
mothers.
Kids. But our journeys are very different.
Extremely different.
Yeah. So that's why we want to talk about it.
Yeah, we thought it'd be quite interesting. Some of it's funny, some of it's heartbreaking, some of it's like, again, that's what we're here for. Highs, lows, life blows, man. I'm telling you.
You fucking marketing experts there. Highs, lows, life blows.
Exactly.
But yeah,
I could hear a thing in PR, man.
Dudes, hop on it. Hop on it. Definitely social media person. Hop that shit on your CV.
I don't know. I'm not very good at the old twits, but never mind. So yeah, that's the way we're going. But again, if we don't like it,
well, we're only moving on to something else afterwards anyway.
Yeah,
If there's any topics you want us to discuss that we have enough knowledge to discuss or can research it, then hop onto any of the social media platforms and let us know.
Yeah, we're up for it. And
totally.
If you've got any suggestions for like specials or our absence podcast, if there's something you want to know more about us.
I know you nosy beggars.
I know. Do you want us to do another bestie quiz? Or, anything. Like, if you want to know
what?
something.
I actually was thinking about this the other day, and I think we should do motherhood, and afterwards I want to do a series on cults.
Okay.
Because I think that, like, cults are so interesting.
I love a cult.
Do you know what? It's the thing for me for cults, because I know this is just like a total flip the lid, we're done doing motherhood, I want to do cults. Listen to this story. But It's because they go down the road in this, and it does sound beautiful. It's a situation, community, the love. It's like, in what part of the bullshit is that too much bullshit? You know, when they're like...
Probably as soon as they open their fucking mouths, but you've been sold this thing.
Do
you know what I mean? You're like,
no, but
yeah.
Like, I was literally watching
Why
one
not?
called Holy Hell, and I would recommend people to watch it, but there's sexual trauma and various things, so it is a trigger warning one, and I think you can get it on YouTube.
See, if you
now.
say Netflix, man, I'm the joke. I'm a what? I message him and say, look, you give Harcum money, I need to give Jacqui money too.
Jacqui.
That's our new name, Jacqui.
It used to be, it's not anymore.
Right, okay.
So
you need to look at YouTube. So now I've got to ask them to pay us as well.
No, because you have to pay for it on YouTube. But anyway, if you get a chance to watch it, you should watch it. But it is like, they're speaking about like this guy and the spiritual awakening, oh my god. And when you listen to it, you're like, oh my god, like I totally, and I, Sister Chris was watching it, I totally get why people would go for this. I totally understand it. No, because it was like
imagine
amazing.
me here coming and rescue you from some sort of sex cult or something.
Oh no, there was no sex involved in it. Nobody was having sex.
What's the fun in that then?
But listen,
Okay.
but anyway, down. I don't want to spoil it for you. So down the line, and then it like just got weirder and weirder and weirder, and I thought, when did people look and go, what the fuck is this turned into?
We've got a mad cult in Peter. Who did we?
Shut the front door, do we?
There's one there in Balmady.
Fit why? If it's for the day.
Colton? Clearly. What do you think they're doing? They're Colton?
Do you know what? No, I'm actually not going to say it. I'll say
No,
it offline.
No, let's discuss the situation, because you've just dropped this on me. Like,
I can't. No, I can't.
You've just dropped a bomb on me that we're doing cults after motherhood.
No, we're not doing cults after motherhood. I just said I want to do cults at some point.
Oh, I thought you were like, all right, okay, after that we're doing this. I was like, oh, okay, why not? I'm down with that.
I wouldn't discuss this on the pod. It's an
Alright.
outside the pod situation. No,
Don't mind you, Kimmy.
we're collaborative. That's not how we
I'm
work.
easy like a Sunday morning. You call me addict. I see me throwing an awful lot of songs in this night. I don't know what's happening.
So wait, see, I've been here on a Sunday morning. You're full of shit. What easy? The fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I'm not easy. I'm not easy no more.
You're wanting to be easy like a potential Sunday morning, not living here with 2 kids on your own for just now.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So yeah,
but we're moving on.
We'll be moving on, and I think it'll be an interesting journey.
Yeah, and we're not saying that we won't come back to crime and punishment, because we'll love a bit of the old crime and punishment, don't we?
Yeah, we just want to see like different things and talk about
different
stuff.
things.
Maybe find what we're good at, what we're not good at. Tell us what we're good at, what we're not good at. You know.
Swearing.
Maybe we could get a swear jar in.
Oh no! I just put explicit on it and it's fine.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So wait, say don't...
Explicit on it. Why do you think we are, Jay-Z?
Yeah, parental advisory.
Christ.
We've got 99 problems and explicit content's fucking one of them. Hit me.
I was singing that the other day. I'm mortified, Caden.
Did you?
Yeah, it was playing in the car, so I started rapping the entire song, and he's just sat there in the front seat going, "Mom, stop." And then Coolio came on. And then I rapped my way through that. I was going for it. And Olivia's in the back, like, clapping her hands, you know, and giving it Waldy. And the teenagers, like, oh, my God, let the whole open and let me jump in.
So wait, say he needs a reminder that not once in a car have I ever heard so much fucking Justin Timberlake than when he was little. So he needs to just bite his
That was
leg.
the only thing that would stop him from crying. He doesn't believe me when I say that. I say, he did Justin Timberlake album. His first album.
It was Justin Timberlake.
And that's all. If he was screaming,
it was awful.
Put Justin Timberlake on.
I can't stand Justin Timberlake.
He used to stop. There was silence.
He was like the baby whisperer.
Cry me a river, oh. And he was it, was he? It was like, oh. And you turned that CD off and just, wah! Like that. You're like, no more GT. I was like, oh my God.
And then he got into something else, didn't he? Was it not Labyrinth or Tiny Temper?
Tiny Temper.
Bring the cards out.
I said to him, I says, I'm surprised you kind of rap 99 Problems.
Oh, it was on all the time.
It was on all the time when you were a baby, because me and Jacqui used to take you to nursery in the morning before we went to college and uni.
And we weren't listening to Chris Moyles back in the good old days.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Good old Chris Moyles.
Used to remember texts and then
What's a
we're
throwback?
going to uni. Shout out to Emma and Jacqui, they're off to uni again.
Every day, same
Shit.
nothing changes. He loved us.
It's funny.
I forgot about that.
I didn't.
No, I see
So I
that.
never will listen to Radio 1 now, so it's not just Miles. And because
Some
now when
mental.
you listen to things and like, we're going to do a throwback, and you're like, this throwbacks is in the 2000s. There's nothing throwback. I'm wanting 80s shit for a throwback. Are you coming at me with my
throwback.
stuff?
Oh, that was last year. Fit.
Again, or 5 years ago. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
Like, we've
throwback.
just had fucking 2 years in lockdown. That's not a throwback. What are you talking about? Lord, I can't believe. Do you think we'll go back into the old lockdown?
No, let's not speak about going back into lockdown. I can't speak about it.
I think that our primary schools have said that they're hoping that everything's carry on back on the 5th. I'm like, we'll wait and see.
I can't do another term of homeschooling.
No.
Not when he's doing algebra.
It's not
Can't do
fair
it.
for them. It's
I'm
not
going to
fair
hate
for
to get
kids.
Chris to teach him. Because there's just no way I can do another one of maths.
Mm-mm.
He's so far behind in maths because I can't help him.
No.
I can't do... If he was doing mortgages and
Yeah, like...
credit cards, interest rates, hire purchase, whatever, I could help him, no problem whatsoever. But all this algebra and X's and A's and Y's and Z's, I'm like, what? No. No for me.
No, I know. I've got Luna starting school next year. She goes in August.
Oh, I love's going on that.
It's crazy, is it? What is that about?
I
I
don't know.
sometimes look at her and go, really? Are you really going to school?
God. I feel sorry for the teachers. But my issue...
Same.
My issue is her two little pals aren't going up with her.
Oh no, why? They're not old enough.
No, they've got the choice. Mum's, I think, are quite ready. So our little pals, our partners in crime are going up with her. But primary 1 is attached to the nursery, and I have horrors of her being like, nah, I'm not doing primary 1. My pals are.
Oh,
there.
I'm just like,
See ya.
oh no, yeah.
My only hope is that the PSA for primary 1 is my pal,
Yes.
who she adores.
Yeah.
So that is
that'll
my
be a
only
fine
hope that I've
transition.
got, that she will be fine because she cares that she'll be there.
Mm-hmm. So wait to say Lulu goes, it's a different school because it's local. It's literally like the other school, the nursery she goes to is in a different village.
Aye.
So it's actually got to be a lot handier for us. But Willow's not going to be... I'm glad that Willow's not going to be in the same class as her. She's going to be in primary 3, so she won't be in the same class.
Aye,
Which
same
is like,
bit.
that's good, because I think that would just be too much. It'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see if they play together at the school. Because they're chummy. They're really chummy. Because Willow she finished her thing. She was doing... My daughter does theatre group. It was to build her confidence. She's quite a quiet little tootie, which is surprising coming from our house. But she was doing the theatre group and she had her show tonight, and she came off and she was going to get her jacket, and she literally came around the corner off the stage, and Luna just ran up to her and hugged her and was like, "You were so good, Willow." And we were all like, melt.
Oh.
I
just
know,
love
it was
your
a
children.
moment, and I was like, oh, beautiful. Later on, she'll pull her with the hair. To be fair, she's a hair anymore, so that's fine.
I can remember when Olivia first started speaking before lockdown. And it was Caden's last ever show that he ever did before lockdown, and we weren't allowed to go there, and he was in primary school at the time. And I've got her on my legs, holding her up, and she's shouting, "Bah! Bah! Yeah, bah!" She's got like a fucking waving her hand. He's like, oh my God.
Oh, it's her.
Because she couldn't say, bah was Caden, because she couldn't say Caden,
Yeah.
so she just used to call him
Bah.
bah.
She might as well just call him boy. As if
Like Willow, boy, come here, boy.
Come
That
here,
was
boy.
just so funny.
That was hilarious. But they've got such a good relationship as
Yeah.
well, that too.
Yeah.
Even though
It's
there's
funny.
like a big gap, because yours are a bigger gap than mine too.
Yeah. Doesn't stop the fighting though.
When you're like, fucking come on, stop it. You're like a man. Stop it.
Oh no, they're a nightmare. Pair of them. And the little one doesn't bark doing either. She's a little bugger.
Oh, me.
Anywho,
We're going to call it a day.
Yeah, have a good Christmas, guys. And
Merry
gals
Christmas.
out there and everything in between.
Have a good hogmanay. Get absolutely wasted on Christmas. And for the people that couldn't do it to 400 years ago.
I'll get a drink for them. I'll get a bottle for them.
Yeah.
I'll get a bottle for them. I'll think about them.
Yeah. I'll think of you.
Until the fourth vodka, I won't really think about much. So, yeah. Anywho, love you guys. Thank you for all your support.
Yes, we will have, we'll be seeing you again soon. And yeah.
Over and out.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.